Get it, Finn. You're that water dog, ain't you? You a water dog? Finn, the water dog. He actually...
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to WCFL DolFans Talk. Yeah, we're starting things off a little bit different tonight. We don't need all that extra tonight because we don't deserve it after last Sunday. But I'm a diehard Dolphins. I'll always be a diehard Dolphins, and no matter what, you can never change my mind. First, I want to send well wishes out to Tyreek and his family, as well as everybody out there who needs it. Everybody and anybody who needs some well wishes, we're here for you. Need someone to talk to, I'm always available. And I know a lot of my cohorts are more than willing to help you out if they can. But let's start bringing on co-host number one, Mr. Winters.
Here he is, my man. What's going on, Papa Paul? And very well said. How's everybody doing this evening?
Doing good. It's been this week is going by way too slow. Way too slow.
Well, it went by fast enough for me because guess what? I'll be traveling down there in a few hours.
Yeah, I know that, but I mean, Monday seemed like Wednesday. Today seems like it should be Friday, and I should be down in Miami.
All in time, my friend. All in time.
So let's bring on our little man, Ethan.
Ethan, what's going on?
How y'all doing?
Hey, you know your little man, especially compared to your brother who's 6 whatever.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
300 pounds, Yeah,
he's massive.
So let's bring on Miss Pamela, our queen of the show.
What's up, Pam?
Wear my crown.
Yep, I'm surprised I'm not seeing Tulip around.
Tulip can't stand Pamela DolFans, so they can't be in the same room.
Well, and she's probably the way Tulip is. She's probably in timeout anyway.
She's in timeout. She's always in some kind of timeout. She is nothing but trouble.
I'm going to bring in one of our special guests tonight, Victor. What's going on? Victor from the Jersey Boys. I do have your link in our description. If they can follow, join you, subscribe to your link.
Appreciate that.
It's in our subscription, and then. Mr. Winters, you have a special guest.
Happy New Year's, everybody.
Happy New Year, Victor.
And I would like to introduce, ladies and gentlemen, we have a beautiful Baltimore Ravens fan that I'm about to bring on.
Boo!
I know. I was giving it to her all season for the Miami Dolphins, and then when the game took place, it was out of our hands. So we all know what happened, but this wonderful lady, she's been a coworker of mine for a while. She's a diehard Ravens fan. I got nothing but love and respect for her. Give it up for Miss Naja Cooper. Is she here? Yep, there she is. There we go.
One of us is going to bring
there
her on.
she is.
Hello, Naja.
Hello, Naja.
Hey,
Welcome in.
how are you?
Good,
Good, we're good. How are you?
Naja, this is the crew. We have a couple speakers, but this is normally the crew. And we're happy to have you on tonight. So we're going to.
And I love you, Naja, but you have terrible taste. I'm just saying.
Sorry,
I'm bringing it. I'm
And-
stabbing it in the heart right off the bat.
Naja, is it a bad hair day? We got to see you. This is video, bunny.
Okay.
Well, my
sorry,
camera's
it's
not
lagging a
working.
little bit. I'm trying to get closer to my router. Give me 1 second.
Yeah,
Okay.
my camera's out on my laptop, but I'll be on video in a little bit going through my phone because I am going to try to see if we can find anyone interested in putting a bid on some Miami Dolphins memorabilia that I'm going to auction off, and all 100% of the proceeds go to DCC, Dolphins Challenge Cancer.
Awesome.
So before we there, she is. What's going on?
Naja.
Hey.
Hi, honey. Hey.
So this is what I do outside of work, Naja. You know how much
There
of a
we go.
Dolphin fan I am. And you're probably the second guest we've had from the opposing team after they beat up on us. So, you know, we're going to just keep it. We always keep it civil. We want to sit there and start it off of how long have you been a Baltimore Ravens fan? And, you know, you can sit there and tell us about yourself, your fandom for the Baltimore Ravens, and the floor is yours.
I've been a Baltimore Ravens fan since I was probably a child, probably like 4. I remember watching us win our first Super Bowl against the Giants in my like great aunt's living room. So I've been a Baltimore Ravens fan for a long time. Partly because my mom's a PSL owner for a long time. She has 2 seats at the Ravens Stadium, so I always go with her.
Nice.
Yeah, she said that she rubbed that in. She's like, "Oh, I'll be there." I'm like, "Wow."
Real quick, I want to give a shout out to Dan Burke, Radimus, of course, Santiago, Michael Winters, Charles Kirby, Billy Birch, Derek Simmons, who all joined us watching it, and also prayers to Bob Sampson, who lost his sister just a couple days.
Absolutely.
Oh man.
Prayers.
God bless.
Prayers to our Dolphin family.
Bob Sampson's one of our big super fans. So
yes, he is. The Finn Sasson himself. Definitely.
Billy Birch.
Yes.
Not my husband Billy, but the other Billy in my life.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Here we go. Mr. John O'Hanlon's finally jumping in.
John.
What's up, guys? Sorry, I was getting my hair cut.
Well, which one?
You got it all.
The one on the side of my head.
Oh, well, at least you're getting more than one done. Like Don Winters, he only had to get one done.
Well, I'm getting mine done tomorrow. So, but we're gonna start. I want to start off with Naja because we don't know how long we're gonna have Naja for, and then we're gonna go into Vic, and then we're gonna talk about anything and everything. So we're just gonna go right into it, and you know we know what happened.
I got some stuff for Naja.
Yeah, we know what happened. We know what happened on our end. So
yeah, you do.
How did you assess the game this past Sunday?
Sorry, what'd you say?
Assess the game.
How was your assessment of the game on Sunday?
I feel like we're a complete team, and I think this is a great time that we're like firing on all cylinders. So, I got a little nervous because the Dolphins did score first, so I got a little nervous. But once I actually like entered the stadium, I think that's when we scored our second touchdown. I was a little late to the game, but we scored our second touchdown. I was like, oh, we just gotta keep going.
And that's exactly what you did. And it got to the point it was really bad. And you know, it's all right. So my question to you is, complete difference from last year, huh?
Yeah.
Because you guys had injuries last year on your O line last year and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you didn't have Odell.
We didn't have Odell, but you guys got one of the what's his name? Deshaun Elliott. He used to play for us.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, I got a question for you, Naja.
Mm-hmm.
Why Baltimore? Why are they your?
Oh,
okay, that's not
it
a good
all,
enough
right there.
excuse. I'm sorry.
Naja, you also know
that's
they're originally the Cleveland Browns, right?
I'm sorry, honey. That's just a lousy excuse. I was born in Jersey, but I'm still a Dolphins fan.
Well, technically, I know the Giants and the Jets play in Jersey, but like, there's no like team called the something.
Yeah, no, I understand that, but me personally. Let's put it this way.
That's why Jersey boys call them Giants. We don't call them the New York Giants.
Why? Okay, you say because you were born there, but is there something that made you want to be a Baltimore fan over somebody else besides being born there?
Her mom.
Her mom. Yeah, she said her mom, and you said she had season tickets, right?
Yes.
Naja?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
she grew up with that heritage.
I was probably drinking my second shot of tequila at the time.
You missed that. Let's get into the meat and potatoes, man. Come on, man. I'm tired. I want to get into y'all got beat down. That's it.
Oh, here we
You
go.
got beat down. There was no confusion.
Wait. We did not.
Let's start it off. Najee was being nice for you, Dolphin. Y'all got beat down, just like the 49ers got beat down too.
The Lions.
The Lions.
Well, let's talk about who beat.
I'm not put the Lions in the
Let's
category
talk about
of
who
Dolphins.
beat Baltimore. Let's go there.
What's
Who beat
that?
Baltimore? Let's go there.
Who?
The Browns, but we play them twice a year, so it's hard
Yeah.
to beat.
It's division
It's hard
team.
to beat a team twice.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't. Go ahead. Go ahead with that one. The Colts. Oh.
Yeah, the Colts are still a playoff team. It don't matter. We're talking. Don't deflect. Let's stick
Yeah,
on
I'm
this game,
I'm
baby.
deflecting.
No, plain and
I'm
simple.
deflecting.
Because you got no
Yeah.
choice. You
Plain
got
and
beat
simple,
down.
Victor.
Take
Plain
it
and
like
simple,
take it
we
like a
got our
fan.
ass
No,
And it's
people
only
want
one
to talk
game.
smack about us. No, we have lost.
It's
How
only
many
one
games have we
game.
lost?
You got a game coming up to redeem yourself.
We're
and
going to
win your
redeem ourselves.
win your
And that's
conference
not a problem.
championship. I look
We're
at it
going
as
to
one
be
game, but you
Barfalo's
got
daddy.
beat down.
Barfalo's daddy,
Yeah,
right
beat
here.
down.
You know
And y'all need
what?
that game too. Y'all
So
need that.
you know what? It's not the first
We
time we've
do,
been
we
beat down.
do, Miss
It won't
Naja.
be the
Yes,
last
we do,
time.
hon.
Listen,
You
hey,
know, we
listen, the
can't be
Baltimore
perfect
beat
with the
down
72 Dolphins.
the Dolphins. The Ravens beat down San Francisco, and
Okay.
those are the two teams that are picked to go to the Super Bowl. So it could be a Super
It's
Bowl
not
rematch for those two.
happening. It's not
I'm just
happening.
sharing with you.
Sorry,
This is
it's
pure
not
data.
happening.
Vic,
No.
I get it.
Vic, can I say something
Yeah.
real quick? All I
Yeah,
know is that I know this one thing. I know this for a fact that the Giants will be sitting at home watching us play in 2 weeks.
Okay, but
Mhm.
here's the difference, right?
And they
I know
might
my
as well
Giants.
go home
My
now
Giants
and sit on
suck,
their couch.
and I say it. And I say it when they get beat down.
But we
And I
don't
say
suck,
it when they're
though.
terrible.
We don't
And I
suck.
say it, I even pick against them. So
But we don't suck.
that's the difference.
We don't suck though.
Okay,
Y'all
wait,
suck.
wait,
We don't
okay.
suck.
Just said it. He
We're
owned
Okay.
11-5, babe.
Okay,
We don't
okay.
suck.
I was on our show, and he's seen us. Me and my co-host.
Yes,
We're
I know that.
1972 terrible.
Victor, I understand that, and I agree with you. But we did lose this game. But we are 11-5. We do not suck.
Yeah.
I will say this from the beginning of the season. This game that we got our asses kicked on
Yeah,
was one of the games that I was worried about.
Okay.
I
But
think
This
everybody-
was the game I
last
wasn't
time you guys
worried
were nice
about.
enough to have me on here, we went through the series you had to go through. Remember, we talked about that, right?
Yes.
Did not expect you to lose against the Titans, right?
Nobody.
I picked you to beat Dallas because one, I hate Dallas, right? You took care of business there. You only put up 20 points, but it is what it is, right? And I said, hey, man, you got a tough road. You got all four teams. They were all the top 5
That's
defensive teams.
Yep.
Right?
Yes.
You remember that conversation we had? I
Yep.
said, look, let's roll through these pieces and be careful with Buffalo because they're a weird team. Right? They're just one of those teams that could be superstar and then they could be terrible.
Yes.
Well,
But while
but
we have
also,
Naja on the phone, I want to ask her a question. If
Go
that's
ahead.
okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Naja, one of my biggest pet peeves has been with Lamar Jackson. It has been that, and it's proven that he's doing what I wanted him to do the last several years. I wanted him to play more like Patrick Mahomes. And when I say that, he's a better athlete, he's a better runner, except for Patrick Mahomes. When he runs, if you ever watch him, he's so strategic. He's thinking. You could see him thinking when he's running. Lamar is such a great athlete, and some of it could be because he didn't have people or they just taught him. Old school football was if they're playing man and they're there, just go run down the field, right? And Lamar's super quick, but you can't go into a game every season having your quarterback run for 100 yards.
Yeah.
What I love about what Lamar's doing, I want to ask you, since you've been a fan for so long, the transition that he's doing, if you notice, he's having like 8 seconds to throw the ball. I don't care what position you're in. You can't cover that. And it's because he's not taking off. He's staying behind the line until he really has to throw. Years in the past, the second he had a lane, he was gone.
I agree with you on that, Victor. I agree with you 100%.
Naja, what are your thoughts on that?
I think, okay, so partially, I think new offensive coordinator.
I don't think that makes it big as much. I'll give you some of that. I just
It
think
does.
it's
No,
someone
I agree
trained
with
them.
her. Let her say her piece. I agree with her.
I also think we really stepped up our wide receiver core this year. I mean, granted, Mark Andrews, like my favorite tight end ever. Maybe not ever, but like current favorite tight end, definitely over Kelsey, is injured, but definitely stepped up our wide receiver core. And I think the reason why Lamar Jackson ran so much because he was expected to do everything, because we literally had no shade to them. We literally had Amazon workers for receivers last year and for years in the past. So to get, OBJ, even though people want to say he's washed up and things like that, Zay Flowers, amazing. He's super fast and super small. But who else? Nelson Aguilar. I know the Eagles had him previously and didn't. He had a lot of, some drops, but he's really been pretty solid for us. Rashad Bateman stepped up, so it's a lot of different pieces in our offense. And I do want to just comment on the fact that, he has a lot more time to throw during some games. I really feel like our left tackle, Ronnie Stanley, steps up when he has to, but when it's like a not so great team, he be getting beat a lot, and it be pissing me off. Like, you're going to get our superstar, however much guaranteed money killed if you don't, plant your feet and not get him sacked. But
Yeah. Well,
Tell him, girl.
I'm happy to see him
I love
playing
your
that way
takes.
because you can see
I
the difference.
I want to make a little comment on this just because OBJ is not washed up. We all know that.
No way.
But hearing that just made me think how funny it is how quick the Jets have dropped Cook.
Oh yeah,
That was a money move.
that was.
Oh yeah, well we know
His
that.
name
but,
is
I mean,
Felicia.
He
He's
went there
out
for
so
the money. He went there for the money. He got his money. He got his money, and I'm glad we didn't get him because he did not do any running worth the money he got paid.
No.
I'll say this: when I look at that, is this: they were gaining and living the fact that Aaron Rodgers, and the fact of the matter that Aaron Rodgers got injured in the first game, that messed up a lot of stuff. That just changed the whole plan. And when you got Zach Wilson and Solomon, that was the backup quarterback trying to lead that team. It was not going to be the same impact and it was going to be the same effect that they were going to be teams with Aaron Rodgers being. It's the reason why he got out of Dodge because he thought, we got Aaron Rodgers throwing the ball. It's going to open up the running game. I can have this, and it never happened.
Oh yeah, I understand, but still, he was never able to. Even when he did get a chance to run the ball, he couldn't produce anything.
Right.
Yep.
So
Naja, I have to tell you, as someone way older than you.
Keep telling you, Pam, you're not a day over 49.
I love that. But I love that you came with those takes, girl. So you're talking things that nobody can say you're wrong on. You're bringing facts. I totally love it. Like I said, you have terrible taste. And anytime you're ready to be a Dolphin fan, I got you, girl. But I love your takes and your knowledge and how much you stand by your team. I love that.
Thank you. My uncle is actually a Dolphins fan, and my
really
family has, a big group chat. And usually he's very vocal, especially when the Dolphins are playing. And we're his name is Fred. So where you at, Fred? Where you what's going on? I don't know. I have a question for y'all. Just going off that. When did you know the game was out of reach, over, done?
At halftime.
No, not really, not.
Yes,
not.
I was at the game. It was halftime.
It was halftime.
I'll tell you why I don't
was at the game?
agree with
how many
that.
people left?
I don't. Well, I
No.
think that's ridiculous. I watched the last play. You know what? If you're going to be a fan and you're going to take the wins and you're going to be in joy, you got
That's
to
fine.
sit
But
there. You got to
John,
take your
okay,
medicine
Pam,
to the end. I watched the
calm down,
last
Pam.
play, even though there
Oh.
was no way we were winning.
John was
I take
there
my
till the end,
medicine.
Pam.
Hey,
John was there
I
to the
stayed
end.
till
You
I
were there
stayed
with
till
me, Papa Paul. Yep,
look,
yep.
you all
I was
watched
in those stands
South
until well
Florida
after the
fans
game
What?
was
are
over.
pretty bad. They'll
What?
I
put
don't.
words
I
on Twitter.
don't stop. I watch
We
it to the
don't
end. I
stop
take my
watching it.
medicine,
We
good or
don't
bad.
leave early. When we're losing, we lose. When we win, we're still there at the game.
We're still
But-
there. That's right.
But at halftime, that penalty they called pass interference on Wilson
Oh, that was so
took our
bad.
momentum away because we had a momentum going to where if we would have scored, that would have had our brung us some hype up in the locker room at halftime.
It was so
But
bad.
since we didn't
It was
score and we ended up,
ridiculous.
since we didn't score and all that, we
Yeah.
went in the locker room at halftime with nothing, and we just went. It was over with after that. After halftime, it was over with. I mean, we
Yeah.
couldn't do anything.
There was nothing Mike could have said at halftime to change that game. The only thing he could have done was handed out sticks of dynamite, told them to go shove them in their ass and light it. That was the only thing changing that game.
John, tell me how you really feel. Like seriously, quit playing around and being a cupcake. Tell me how you really feel.
That was the only thing that would have changed that game.
You ain't never lied. I like that, Nick. I like that. Ain't nothing else to say after that. Shit.
I mean, listen, I stayed the entire game. I didn't leave. I was in my section
Good
with
for you.
all the Dolphins
Good for you.
fans that we had there, and none of us left. I mean, we all stayed, but that was a beat down from top to bottom, side to side, every facet of the game. We got beat down.
Well,
There
here's
was
the
a couple of things that could have changed it, right? A couple of things.
Yeah, I mean, Tyreek
Two
catching a touchdown and then not kicking a
touchdowns.
field goal.
Claypool
holding on to the ball when he hit the ground. I
God's
mean,
sakes, dude. The only
Maybe
thing
that
he
changes
needed
the
was
outcome,
glue
but-
and chewing gum to make that thing stick to his gut. Are you kidding me? You drive that
not the
ball,
way
dude.
days are over. The Pick'em days have been done, folks. That's not coming back. That is over.
Well, I mean,
You have to give the Ravens credit to go back to back beating two good teams and beating them down. I mean, you know, sometimes you have a real high one game and then you have a low. You know, they put it to two teams back to back, and you know, two good teams.
I got a question.
And Najee, I just want to say I really appreciated your response to what I was saying. And I like what I see in the way Lamar is playing. Yes, there is receivers and stuff. Everything you said was on the money, but
Byron
I don't care
Jones,
what kind of
what's
receivers
up,
you have.
brother?
You got 7 seconds to throw the ball. They're getting open.
Oh yeah.
The
Well, any quarterback,
receivers.
any quarterback that has 6, 7 seconds, 8 seconds to throw a ball, someone's getting open.
Yeah, count his
it
time.
was
I mean,
crazy. It was crazy.
But I got a question for
San Francisco too.
I got a question for Victor and Naja. What do y'all think? Do you think Baltimore is going to sit their starters this weekend or what?
I think that's what I did here. We're gonna sit Lamar. I know Lamar Jackson's not playing, so we'll have Tyler Huntley and I want to say Josh Johnson playing as the two
Is that
quarterbacks.
for sure?
Okay.
Oh yeah, they've already said they're sitting Lamar.
Yeah.
You're sitting Lamar. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Now on top of that,
If it was me, you had asked me. If it was me, I'd have my starters play for at least one series. You're
At
in
least.
a groove.
but
You're in a
okay.
groove right now. You just put up crazy points against two good teams.
Now
I would
I agree
one
with you.
series,
with that
just
going
get it
on,
out, and then get the heck out. This just
with
I
that
agree,
going
Victor.
on, do you bring Lamar in if y'all start losing or what?
No.
I don't think it matters.
No, because it doesn't matter. They're the number one seed. It doesn't matter.
I understand that, but I'm asking them.
The
asking,
question. Yeah, to answer your question, I wouldn't. The only difference I would say is give them one series to continue that
For at least a quarter.
Imagine just think about it theoretically. If they came in one series,
I agree.
they drove the ball all the way down and scored and just walked off. They're going into the playoffs on a high that you can't ever Stop.
And
Because
I
you should
agree
be
with you on
two
that,
teams
Victor. The
then
reason
score.
the only reason I was really asking a lot of this is because Pittsburgh ends up winning. That's helping us out.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, I'll
and
say this, Paul.
the thing is, though, is when you think about taking a week off, a bye week, basically, is what they're going to have, right?
That would be 2
I
weeks.
mean, you don't want to go sleepy into, right, exactly. You don't want to go sleepy into the playoffs. Seriously,
Okay.
I think that's a mistake. I would do at least a quarter.
Nope. Look at us. So we're down 30. We
Exactly.
leave Chubb in there. He blows his knee out and he's done for the year.
But
ACL.
John,
Which was ridiculous
that-
because you got a major game coming up.
Exactly.
but that
Okay,
injury,
but that's
John,
the same thing as
that-
starting Lamar against Pittsburgh. Let's say he takes a hit, hurts his knee, he's done for the year. Now what?
Yeah,
I
Yep.
I understand
right,
that, but
but-
to what happened to Chubb,
you said Chubb was
that
in for a longer
injury
time.
was not on a healthy knee. You don't just all of a sudden blow out a healthy knee. That was a matter of time. Did it happen then, or did it happen the first quarter of another game? That injury is something that happens to a knee that is fixing to blow out anyway. And I'm not saying it was good. I don't think we should have left them in. I think we should have sat them and brought in the backups. I absolutely think we should have. However, that was going to happen anyway.
Well, here's the thing.
And the difference is you said they left him in too long. I agree with that. We're just saying play one series.
But it
Mhm.
only takes one. It takes one
I
play
get
for
you, but
somebody
that's the
to
game of
to
football.
get
That
hurt.
could happen in the playoffs.
Right.
So
Could
it
happen to
really doesn't matter.
anybody.
It can happen
Winners
at
go
any
right now.
time and in a game. You know.
Okay,
it is what
Winners
it
had
is,
something to
but
say.
I'm
Let
not the head
Winners
coach,
go.
So
Go ahead.
with that being said, and I'll piggyback off of what you're
so
saying,
it's just my
Pam, and I'll play double for. We don't ever know somebody from all right. So for example, your background, and it's funny, Pam's background, Naja, is the same as your background. Both dancers. Okay. So you said that at any given time that could have been a bad knee. ACLs are very delicate. The ACL could be healthy as anything. It doesn't matter if it's or not. It could sit there. One little glimpse of a twist. We know this from dancing. I'm a street dancer. I know this. You can do one little tweak, one little,
Mhm.
and that's it. Because we know how delicate that's bands, that's tendons. So these are grown men that's working out basically every day of their lives, and they're putting stress on every muscle in their body. So at any given time, anything can happen to anybody, and it was another non-contact blowout. So you know, so and what you're saying, Pam, but at any given time, it can happen to anybody. So
It
so
could,
that's-
but I don't think that happens on a fully healthy knee.
Sure
I
it
think
does.
when there's a
Oh,
no
it most certainly
contact
does.
Okay.
thing, I think that there's something going on in the background. And hey, Naja, I didn't know you danced. I
Yes.
taught dance my entire life. My entire life. That was my job.
Oh wow.
That was so cool. You danced.
Then we got the two best of friends. Do they both drink? I know
Mhm.
Pam drinks.
Yep. Dance, drink, dance, love the Dolphins, love football in general. So Naja and I can hang.
Listen,
We'll
that game
play
Sunday.
together.
That game Sunday, I was actually wondering why Baltimore didn't take Jackson out earlier.
right.
Yeah.
I wondered too, John. Yes.
That was a statement
point.
game. That's the reason why.
Okay, so I think
Well, you
I
have a
think
great
my
team, you
has
don't
a little
take
bit
that
of
chance.
PTSD though, because was it last year when we played the Dolphins? We were up like 2 scores and we still lost. So I think they want to make sure
Oh.
like the game is sealed, it's
Y'all were
done.
three.
You're right.
Y'all
You're
can
right.
come.
Yeah.
Y'all come back in the last
Oh, yeah.
10
Y'all-
minutes.
It was 35-14.
You're right.
It was 35-14 with 10 minutes left. And yeah, we all know what happened with that. And y'all made sure that was not happening again.
That's exactly right. I forgot about that. She's right. Yeah.
Me and Naja all year throughout the football season, we all laugh, go back and forth in the lunchrooms or in the hallway. But one thing about this woman is, and I respect about her is, she knows her team. And the reason why, one reason
And
why,
loves her team, speaks
yeah,
up for it. Like you
yeah,
said, she knows it. She's talking real football. I
real quick.
appreciate that.
And
Yep.
the reason why I wanted to have you on here is because this is the platform that we all put together, and this is what we want. We want football fans, not just Dolphin fans, because we got Victor over there being a Giant fan, and we actually have fans of other teams come on here as well. My brother usually comes on here; he's an Eagles fan, so we have fans from different teams on here to be able to sit there and talk in a safe space where it's not a whole bunch of heckling and crazy stuff going on. So I'm happy to have you on here, and it's a pleasure to have you on here.
Thank you
Finally,
for inviting me.
definitely. You have anything else to say on the matters of the game, or what do you feel? How do you feel going forward, going into the playoffs as a number one seed? How do you feel, and how do you think things will play out for you guys?
Mhm.
Yeah, once again, I do have a question, but I'll answer your question first. But a little PTSD because what was it in 2019 when we got the number one seed and we had the first round bye? We looked so rusty and so terrible in the playoffs. So while I do like, we do have some injuries. Like even Zay Flower has like a calf. I guess it's like a stinger because he might not be at practice every day, but he's still playing. We just want to make sure like everyone's there healthiest. Like I get that, but also just a little bit of PTSD. But I'm confident in my team because we didn't have Roquan Smith last year. We didn't have he's a big leader. Lamar got his money, so I think he's really stepped up. He has OBJ, so there's more seasoned people on our team to help, pull us all together so we don't look rusty. I really hope we don't look rusty. But my question is for the ones that were at the game, how is it like at the bank? What do you think about the bank?
Good
Oh,
question.
the fans were awesome. There was no BS. It's not like being in Philly or being at the Jets at MetLife. The fans were awesome. Um, you know, totally respectful. Nobody got on a hand. Nobody said anything. Nobody did anything. At least that I saw.
Mm-hmm.
You know, stadium's a nice stadium. I think whatever they're doing in the concourse area, they need to finish to open it up more.
Yeah.
With all those little walls they got in place, you have to walk around stuff. So I'm not sure what they're doing, but the stadium itself is beautiful. It's loud. Let me tell you, our owner needs to go to a game there and watch what their media guy does up on the board, getting the fans involved, keeping them going, because totally different atmosphere being there and being at the Rock. Our fans are great,
Yeah.
but their fans, let me tell you, Baltimore got on offense. Nobody was saying a word. You go on the Hard Rock and these morons are chanting, "Let's go Dolphins." Guys, we're on offense. Shut up. When they're on defense, that place is loud as anything the entire time. Every play. Nobody where I sat and every section I could see to my right or my left, everybody was standing the entire game. Nobody sat down. You do that at the Hard Rock, somebody's texting, "Oh, they're standing in front of me," and security comes over and tells you to sit down.
Taps you. Can you please sit down? Can you sit down? It's
Yeah.
like, go and watch on your couch, honey. I'm standing up.
But even the guy that does the video board, that does the music, I mean, everything was top notch.
Yeah.
And I went to LA this. I went to LA this year. I went to Philly this year. I went to Baltimore, MetLife. That place, that was the best home field advantage I saw all year.
Naja, to your point about worrying about being rusty, having the number one seed goes back to what Pam and I were saying. Play them for one series, right? You're gonna go right back into the same situation. Number one, and the other reason, like we said, not taking Lamar out, you're taking a risk. There's no doubt when the game is up. But you guys are playing so smooth. He was never in danger. He wasn't really getting pressured. He was getting away. He was getting out. So
Yeah.
like she said, you got to buy. That's if they don't play, that's 2 weeks not playing.
2 weeks.
And that's a lot on the body. It's a lot on just it's great to rest, but offense is rhythm, right? It's timing, it's rhythm and stuff. So, but for me, I don't no offense to the Dolphins, but outside of that, I don't see why Baltimore should be in the Super Bowl.
They still got to play
I
all the
agree.
games.
In their division, that is the hottest team in the NFL right now, and that is the Cleveland Browns, which is the quarterback that won them a Super Bowl not that long ago. And you think
Not that long ago.
Flacco might have something to say about that?
Okay, so I have a lot of respect for Joe Flacco. Of course, he won us a Super Bowl, but who have the Browns really played that's like a winning team? That's like a challenge. I don't think they really played. No shade to Joe Flacco, but like, who have they really played that's like a challenge for them?
Their defense is crazy good. You cannot discount that defense, and I know defense is like my favorite part of football.
Pam, I'm going to give her credit because this is her division, so she knows her division.
She knows, right? But their defense
we played
is
their number one defense. Like, yes, on paper, but playing, we crushed them. So I don't know. It's just like when the Eagles won we're in the Super Bowl last year, and everyone's saying like number one defense. Where was that number one defense in the Super Bowl? They left Travis Kelce wide open multiple times. So I don't.
I'll say on that game.
And the sad part about that guy ended up getting a head coaching job.
Yeah. The thing about that game is I'm telling you, that game was so biased for Kansas City. I sat there and watched. I'm not a fan of either one, but I am telling you, that game was so biased for Kansas City. And as far as like teams not having a premier this or that, let's just take a look at Arizona against Philly. I mean, seriously, any given Sunday, and when you take a team that has a good defense, that has nothing to lose, that can come in here and take somebody down, I do not discount Cleveland, not even a little bit. Not even a little. Because they ain't supposed to do nothing, but they are scary.
Joe Flacco like going in there and beating them and sticking it to him after he lost his job?
100%, John.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, for y'all, Cleveland is scary. That is somebody y'all got to look out. And I'm not saying, Naja, that you're discounting them at all, but this season, all the thing about the great teams and the bad teams, it means nothing. Go and look at who the bad teams beat the great teams. It's been crazy.
Yeah.
Listen, once you get in the playoffs, anything can happen.
Anything.
Vic is a Giants fan. Twice, 9-7. Twice had to go on the road and win 3 games, and twice beat New England in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and actually, I think
that's why I don't
Giants
agree with that statement. You are what your record is, because
no,
you are when you're really bad. You are when you're really bad, but when you're really good, this depends on seasons, breaks. What happened with Dallas and Detroit? That was a travesty.
Just
right
and
it happened
with
at the end of the day, though,
Dallas
Cleveland
and
is
the
one
Eagles
of those teams
too.
That they're like Detroit. Like, unless they prove it to me, I'll never ever ride their band ever.
Okay, but how many people were saying that about your Giants when they were 9-7 and won 2 Super Bowls?
The Giants won 2 Super Bowls before that, and we weren't the best team either. So we've done this before.
Actually,
you know what I mean?
Giants
it's
this year,
the Giants have a history of winning. By the time Eli got there, Cleveland isn't. Detroit's first time they won their conference. They're not even in the Giants league.
Cleveland is so scary. I'm just telling you right now, Cleveland is scary, and people better watch out for Cleveland. And I honestly thought the Giants, I have looked at them all year. I picked them multiple times in my pool because they are a scary team. They were so close in so many games, and I thought they got screwed against the Cowgirls. I mean, there was multiple games. I watched those games.
Yes,
they got screwed against Buffalo. Yeah. I mean, when I watch that kind of stuff and you look at the referees taking the game away from what's really going on in the field, and you're going to call certain teams bad teams, it just isn't so. I watched it. I saw it. And I don't think you can count on any team being a bad team, beating a great team. And no, anybody, any day, anytime.
Right. So, Miss Naja, you gonna still hang out with us, or you gonna get on out of here? Because I know
Of
you had
course,
a
yeah. I'll hang out for a little bit longer.
Okay. As you know, since it's past your bedtime, I don't want to keep you awake.
Don't mess with her, Dolphin winners. Don't mess
Did
with
you
her.
wear that shirt color on purpose?
I was gonna say it looks like to me she's wearing the same color as me, baby.
Oh, it's just my work.
You're a nurse.
No, I'm a social worker.
She wants to be a Dolphin fan. I can see it all over you, honey. Just go like this. Look, do this.
She brought
all
us
you
some-
gotta do
she
is
brought us
easy.
some good points. I mean, they beat they beat the Jags that have been flailing. They're not doing well. They beat the Texans that lost C.J. Stroud. They beat the Bears. They beat the Jets. You know what I mean? Flacco is
But
balling.
Stroud's
There's no-
back in, and
Well,
the Jags are stupid. They beat anybody anytime and
disappointing.
lose to anybody
Yeah,
anytime. The
that's
Jags are so stupid.
That's a
They're-
disappointing thing. Just
they're
making
so
a
stupid.
point to Naja is Flacco is balling, so I don't want to take anything away
He's
from him.
balling.
But the teams they beat aren't, Baltimore took care of business. Give them credit, man. They took care of business with the two biggest teams in the biggest stage. You can't take that away. And the only reason I say there's just certain teams that, for me, Detroit's one of them, and Cleveland's one of them. Like, they just
Cleveland. Yeah.
you get hyped, you get all that this and that, and they just can't get past that level. Think about it. They're on the third quarterback.
Oh,
Detroit.
In one season
Detroit.
and over 6-2 or 3.
Cleveland?
Yeah.
Detroit
No. Isn't Flacco their fourth quarterback this year?
Yeah.
Okay, 4 quarterbacks. That means they're probably on 7 quarterbacks in the last 3 years.
They
3
called
years.
him off the couch.
Yep.
I mean, let's keep it a whole. Let's say this, not to cut anybody off. When was the last time the Cleveland Browns really had a really good quarterback? Bernie Kosar? No disrespect to anybody else after
That's
him,
it.
but they haven't had anybody.
They haven't.
No.
And they've been close in a bunch of games, right? Like their season has been medium all along. They've had some good defenses. They've had some good receivers. Let's look at OBJ,
great running
right?
back.
Let's look at the people they've had. So I just think these teams, they're one play away, one player away, one this or that. And when people want to say that this team or that team is crap, I'm sorry. Y'all got to take a look at the games a little bit closer because it's just not so.
Where's my cat?
I'm looking at Santiago's comment in here where he quotes Parcells, "You are what your record says you are." So Santiago, I want to tell you, the year that Parcells set up the Cowgirls, trust and believe the Cowgirls would have had a Super Bowl that season, but Jerry Jones and all his brilliance, and I mean that in complete disrespect and sarcasm, chose Owens over Parcells. That team was set up to be a Super Bowl team if he would have let Parcells do what Parcells knew to do. Go back, take a look, y'all, because that was going to be a Cowgirls Super Bowl team, but not as long as Jerry Jones is around. Nope.
What's up, bro? How you feeling tonight?
What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing?
Hey,
What's up, brother?
What's up,
How are you?
Eric?
Man, I heard a lot of Eagle stuff on here, man. I ain't like that, so I had to jump in.
That was
I said,
perfect
yo,
timing. Pam set that up really good.
Look, I
Zone
couldn't
up.
text you. I couldn't text fast enough. I'm like, y'all gotta chill.
I just got a message board from Eric since Sunday.
Zona. That's all I got to say to you is Zona. How do you care for that Arizona team?
When was the last time a Cardinal killed an Eagle?
A Cardinal killed the Eagle. Listen, get y'all shots in now.
You got beat. You
Cause
got
we all
beat by
gonna be at
a
0-0.
You got beat by
Get
a
y'all
little
shots in
Oompa.
right now. We all gonna be at 0-0. That's all I gotta say about that.
I agree.
I have a question for the Eagles fan. You really think you're gonna make it out of the first round of the playoffs? Honestly.
First of all, we was 11-1 coming into the season, and everybody was riding our coattail at one point.
I wasn't.
Right? I'm not saying that you were. I just said everybody was riding our coattail at one point. That ain't happened by accident. I was paying attention. Just like y'all still paying attention now that we went downhill. Like I said, it all start back over when we all hit the playoffs. All of us in the playoffs, correct?
Yeah.
Eric,
So
I gotta tell
everybody
you,
got a chance to lose.
Wait.
I
Everybody
gotta tell you, y'all were winning because of some zebras, and now the zebras are off your coattails, and now y'all are going like.
It's up and down. It's up and down for everybody because the conversation that you guys had earlier, you guys were right. Like y'all, everybody want injury away from not going to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Am I wrong in saying that?
No, absolutely.
Like, this weekend coming up, it's gonna be a lot of choices that need to be made, especially like you guys were saying with Lamar. If Lamar get out there and he do an RG3, something like that happen to him, then that coach gonna be the dumbest coach that ever put him on the field. Yeah. It's the same thing. It's like you guys are hitting on so many different points. I don't want to take over the show, but you guys are hitting on so many different points. Like, damn. I gotta jump in here.
His claim to fame.
Do it if you think you can.
Eric, we love the banter. Keep it up. Real quick, I want to give a shout out just to everybody watching, everybody joining us. Please make sure you hit the like and subscribe on YouTube.
And gentlemen, please hit the like.
Eric, you keep going, brother. You're rocking and rolling.
You're rolling the red carpet out
and
asking me not to walk on it.
At the end of the day, we all
wanted to
walk
on the red carpet, Eric. Every time you roll it out, I'm walking on it.
Well, I'm gonna roll it out every single time for the ladies. Now, you fellas, y'all gotta walk in. The ladies, I'm rolling it out for. But wait. Eric, you better roll that carpet out for me. I'll boot your ass in a heartbeat.
Oh no!
This is the button on the StreamYard.
Oh man,
he can't walk the red carpet, Eric. Don't worry, he cannot do it. Trust me, he has no step and no repeat.
The old timers can cut the rug though, so I ain't trying to get his way,
Watch
man.
there, Miss Pam.
But nah, we all trying to get to 0-0. I mean, we all trying to get to the playoffs. We all made it. Congratulations to everybody that's in this room. And for those that didn't make it, it's always next year. So
exactly for Victor.
4-5.
Hey, I was on Victor's side all season. He could even tell you that. I was praying that he made it there, but you can't take everybody, right?
That's my point. My objectivity and Byron's is we don't just go because that's our team. We know we talk it, we say it like it is. Yeah. Eric is picking them better than we were. He's like, dude, you guys are going to get your team. Yeah, I was on a show with Big Philly. Another thing, I picked them. I picked against them, as it is what it is. I told you who they are. For me, our show is more, we talk all NFC East and then around the league, and we talk Dolphins because of the Dolphin fans that we have and so forth.
Point blank, I agree with you, Victor. Point blank, when it comes down to it, if I'm picking picks, in a pool, whatever, if there's a game like the Baltimore game, I probably would not have picked us to win it.
Oh.
No, I love my Dolphins. I hope we win it, but I'm a realist.
Of course. I got you.
There was the San Diego Chargers game. I was not sure of that in the beginning of the year. That was another game, but we did win because
I hate Brandon Staley.
Well, I understand, but I'm a realist at the same time because I'm a true believer in any given Sunday, the worst team will come along and beat the best team.
I believe that, but I wear my homer hat
on a good team and a bad team, and being objective that your team is bad and don't pick them just because it's your team. Right. I'm not saying I'm right. Sports is not about being right or wrong. It's about a debate. right?
Yeah.
We can scream from the mountaintops how great the Dolphins are. I can scream how mountaintops how great the Giants organization is. It's not about right or wrong.
We can boo how bad the Baltimores are, and
or how good or bad. But my point being is just there's a time to be.
If you're in the pools and stuff, you do know when to pick your team, when not to.
No. I wear my Homer hat. And it's stuck to my head because I've been a Homer for well over 50 years, and my Homer hat is held up with a tiara. I just want y'all to notice that my tiara is on straight.
Wait a minute. I'm hearing Miss Tulip, and she doesn't belong here with Pamela.
Tulip, don't. Get back in the corner, Tulip. Just get over there.
I'm a diehard Dolphins for 50 years, but I still know when to pick my Dolphins, when not to pick them when it comes to pools.
Sorry. I believe you. I get it. You're right. I'm totally misappropriating my picks for sure, but I'm picking the Dolphins every time. I can't do it.
Paul, let's get into this weekend, baby.
Hold on, Naja. What did you want to say?
I would have to agree. Yeah. Like, I'm picking my team over everybody.
There you go.
Well, there you
go, Naja.
Like, we have a shirt that says Baltimore versus all y'all.
And I agree with you, Naja. There's plenty of times I want to do that.
Undefeated team on this field, in this panel right now.
I want to do that.
Not one undefeated team on this panel.
99
lost several times
out of 100. Yeah. 99 times out of 100, I will do that.
So have you,
but
Eric.
What if it comes down to?
Have you, Pam?
Let's say serious money and stuff. If it comes down to where I'm in a pool that is serious money or something, I am going to pick the team that I think is going to win. And if it's not my Dolphins, then it's not my Dolphins.
Oh, I never bet with money. I just bet with my pride. That's way more than money.
The only time I homered out is when the NFC East was so bad the last few years that I picked the Giants to win because I had nothing to lose. Because you didn't know how. That was the only time.
Hold on, Victor.
Until last year, right? When Philly started making that rise. Right, then I wouldn't have picked them. But the 2 years before that, NFC East was just so bad. I had nothing to lose to pick the Giants to win the conference.
Victor, you talk about in-house problems. That's our problems. Why are you telling them? That's our problem.
I'm gonna eat you up tomorrow on the Philadelphia.
Oh my God!
You know I'm gonna eat that up.
And by the
way, I do want to push things towards this weekend. Yeah, there's a lot of. It's not just the Dolphins. I want to talk about a little bit of everybody because there's a lot of different scenarios going on, and one of them I actually want to start off with for especially. Victor, you, because I know, and whoever else knows what's going on in the other fields, not just AFC, but in the NFC. I'm looking at the NFC South right now. That's a three-way target right there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That is one of the biggest battles right there for the three of the worst teams that could be out there in a sense.
Yeah, three big black garbage bags full of shit, and one of them's got to win.
Yeah, I was looking at the NFC playoff picture, and right now it's like the Bucks that would go. That would win their division.
There's a lot of
the Bucks.
There's a lot of ifs, ands, or buts on that because
ifs and or Bucks.
Because it's a three-way tie for the first right now.
Yeah.
Who is it? Like the Falcons, the Bucks, and
it's the Bucks, Saints, and then the Falcons.
Saints,
right?
Saints, Falcons, Bucks.
You know the Panthers. Good Lord. You know it's not the Panthers.
You see, the thing is, the Saints just beat the Bucks.
Yeah.
They're tied for first, but they're behind on that as far as points for, points against, and stuff, and things like that.
They beat him pretty bad too. That was not even a close game.
So basically,
that's a conference you could be a homer.
And then you have
not a homer there.
Then you have, Atlanta's at 7-9, Bucks and the Saints are at 8-8. And we don't even have to worry about the Panthers. They're nowhere in sight.
But I can tell you, Atlanta is one of those teams that
but they
was
can't
in a bunch of games and then blew it at the end. They were actually kind of reminds me of their Super Bowl against
they were
the
leading
Patriots.
the NFC South at one point
Yeah.
until they played the Bucks. And when
they
they
were
played the Bucks, they
in
lost and went back downhill from there.
multiple games. They were winning right off the bat, and then they went in and just blew it. But this last game, good Lord, they kicked some booty in that last game. That
Bucks,
was crazy.
Let's put it this way: if the Bucks don't win, something's wrong because they're playing the Panthers.
Yeah,
well, there you go.
The Bucks should win.
I think
the
Bucks
are the best team in that division.
Yeah.
And then you have the Saints and Falcons playing each
Great
other.
running back, by the way, they have. The Bucks have a really good running back.
And Baker's playing for a contract for next year.
And you can never count that man out.
He wants to stay there. He did say that.
Even though it's sad to say that.
Say that again, Winner.
A 9-8 team is going to end up winning the division.
Yeah,
Baker Mayfield publicly made it known that he wants to be a Tampa Bay Buccaneer.
Oh yeah, he
has.
He has.
Did.
He's got great receivers, man. He
likes the team. He likes the area.
Yeah.
There's just,
no taxes.
Yeah.
What's up,
they're
Dolphins?
running.
That's the only reason why you want to stay.
No state taxes. We got
Thanks for joining us, Dolphins Thursday.
Definitely. Thanks for everybody definitely joining us out there. Please hit the like button, please. So now
Can we get off the lousiest conference and go to the next one, Paul?
Yeah.
That was like that conference is gout. They're not even in the go anywhere.
Did you say gout?
Yeah. Out.
Oh, they're out. But you said gout.
I said get out. It was to get out.
You still with us?
The next conference, really, you're looking at AFC South.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny, the two South divisions, AFC and NFC South, are the two worst divisions.
And it's been that way, although the South division for the AFC is
South, the AFC South has a three-way tie.
Three-way tie.
Jaguars, Colts, and Texans. And
you know who I think is most dangerous in that is the Texans. The Texans, because they're getting CJ Stroud, I think, will be back. But the Texans are a dangerous team. I think that is the most concerning team out of that.
Okay,
division.
they are playing. The Texans are playing the 9-7 Colts.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the Colts are so, but at the same time, we as Dolphins fans would like the Colts to win.
Yeah. They have some history with the Texans, right, Papa Paul?
Well, the fact of the matter of the Colts win, it bumps Buffalo down.
Oh, I got you.
As long as
games like that is real dangerous, though, because
they are dangerous.
When you're young, you don't care. You just playing.
Yes, exactly. No, I agree with you. The games like that are really dangerous because at that point in time, they're like, let's knock these fuckers out of the playoffs.
Yeah. Not only that, then you get a chance to be on national TV again. Like when you young, that's all you strive for. You want to make it to the league and you want to show your mom that you was on TV.
I was gonna say
like that's what it's about. The Texans, and then they got that young quarterback down there. He down there spinning it.
Talking about us old people all the time. That is definitely a young statement.
But that is a young team. Am I lying?
It is a young team.
Played at the high level, man. You go there to win. Your average lifespan is 3 years. You got to go there and get your ring, get your bag, and that's
get what you can. Yep.
That's the bottom line.
And tell your mama you said
mama
hi.
Will see you. She'll work. She'll care about. She'll know when she gets that house.
My mama always told me when I went to Dolphin games, don't let me see you on TV. That was her biggest concern, that I would be on TV and not for a good reason.
Well, if you haven't noticed from what I'm looking at, as far as the games being played and everything, every single game is divisional games.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is.
So you have, go ahead.
Oh,
What
I
was
have a
that?
question. Just so between the Dolphins and the Bills, depending on the outcome, I guess what are you guys playing for? I'm not like what.
Miami
We're
could win. Miami
AFC
wins with the
Championship.
number two
That is the
seed.
number one thing.
Miami's playing for the
Destiny
number
is
2 seed, the division championship.
The
division
AFC
title
East and the number
two
two
home
seed.
games, 2 home games. The AFC title, 2 home
Yeah.
games. That to me is the ultimate. I wouldn't care
It's-
about any other team. I
it's
wouldn't care
huge.
about Colts. I wouldn't care about Texans. I wouldn't care.
Right.
And I'm not even a Dolphin fan. Take care of business.
That's
Yeah,
right.
no, I agree with you. I mean,
Who
Yeah.
cares
I
about
agree with
anything
you.
else? I don't care about Pittsburgh or anything because you have a destiny is in your control. You already
100%.
let one loose.
we
with
have
Titans.
control of our own destiny.
Take
Yeah,
care.
I love how people
Sunday.
try
For
to get.
once.
Oh my God, I love how teams try to get all serious at the end when they get down to times like this when you could have took care of that during the whole season.
But
You had
that's
the-
that's
you had
what
the
happens
opportunity.
when you
I-
play
I-
Arizona
That's just like the
too,
Philadelphia
Eric.
But
Eagles.
Eric, I agree with
Right now,
you.
you're
but
about to lose the NFC Championship.
Listen,
So
you
let's
can
not-
keep
let's not-
pointing out. You can keep pointing that all out, but at the end of the day, you still
Listen,
0-0.
You're there
And
to
y'all
win
Y'all
conference.
needed
and
the
You're-
number
you
one
want to keep
seed.
sending
You're
shots.
there. You are
You
Y'all didn't
needed
even
the
make
number
it.
one seed. You blew
You're
it.
there
You
to
you
win.
could have
Exactly.
had
That's
it.
what I'm saying.
You
You wanna
blew
win
it.
your
So we're
division,
all getting
and you want
serious for
home,
sure.
and you want home field advantage.
We
That's the
do.
bottom
We
line.
do.
We
We do.
That's
so
what you're
listen.
playing for.
We already experienced that last year. Like sister, I can't see her name. Cooper. That's her name.
Naja.
Naja.
Naja. We experienced that last year, and we still lost the Super Bowl. So what are you talking about?
But
We
you
was at
made it
home.
to
We
the
did
Super
the whole
Bowl.
dance. We
You
did all of
can't-
that,
You can't win
and
it
we
unless
still
you're in it.
lost.
But you can't win it unless you're in it. It
Unless
makes no
you're in it.
sense. It makes
Yeah.
no sense. You want to be Dallas? You want to play one game and get out every year since 1991? Is that what you
Hey
want?
man, listen. That's
No,
how
you
Dallas
want to
roll. I ain't
get
got nothing
to
to
the
do with that.
Super Bowl again. That's the bottom line.
okay,
And you want to
real
get there
quick.
in the best pass possible, and that's playing home.
Real quick, I want to shout out
Sure.
to young man Ethan Stepp. He didn't get
Hey.
much of a word in tonight.
Oh,
His
Ethan.
computer crashed and he's
Oh.
out for the night. But we appreciate you, Ethan, and God bless you and your parents. Hope everything
We
you all had a
love
wonderful
Ethan.
Christmas and New Year's. Just get that
And
done. and over.
Dolphins
That's
thirsty
you're
is
playing for.
in
You're playing for-
is
Najee,
in
that's what they're
the
playing for. They got to get
comments.
They want Baltimore
Dolphins thirsty.
position. That's what the
I-
game is.
Yeah, I did.
You're
Add,
right.
I did throw the link out there. If anyone wants to join us on the panel, you're more
Come
than
on
welcome
up,
to.
Dolphins thirsty.
Before we further go, I want John to speak because I know John's going to be getting off soon, and I want to know, Naj, you still sticking with us?
Yeah, I will.
She's
John,
having fun.
Yeah, John. I mean,
Listen,
sorry.
it comes down to what I say every week. Get the W's. W's get you into the big dance. Once you're in the big dance, then you just see what happens. Like Eric is saying, everybody's 0-0. You get there, everybody starts at 0. The object is to then either be 3-0 or 4-0 at the end of it. And that's that. But you got to get there. We're already there. If we win with the number 2 seed, we get a couple home games. If we lose, we're going to Kansas City week 1. I don't fear Kansas City. I don't think they're nearly as good as a team as they used to be.
Yeah.
But you got to play at their house. You play at their house, you never know.
You play.
You never
with,
know.
you play,
They ask
you play
you a
with their
question because
noise.
you're all Dolphin fans. Let me just ask the Dolphin questions one by one. Okay, what is your ultimate position you would like to be in?
Oh, win Sunday, be number 2.
Pam,
Yeah.
what's the ultimate position you'd like to be in?
1,000%. We need to be
Dolphin?
Buffalo. We need to be AFC East winners, number 2 seed.
Dolphin Winters?
Ditto.
What would you want to be?
Ditto.
Papa Paul?
Number 2.
That's right. That's what it's about. Now, if that doesn't happen, you got to do what you got to do.
Gotta do what you gotta
At the end
do.
of the
What we
day,
gotta do.
number one, you want that home field. I don't care
Mhm.
what you say. You want that bye. You want the rest. Tyreek Hill needs a rest. You know,
Well, we won't have a bye. We'll have week 1 at home.
Tyreek Hill doesn't
Right,
even have
we'll
a
have
home
week
to
1 at
stay in
home.
right now.
Yeah,
His
yeah.
house is burning.
Yeah, that's right.
Literally.
I'm wondering if
But,
one of
yeah.
his girlfriends didn't set it on fire.
Yeah, that's what some people were saying too.
I wasn't trying to go there.
Is that
No,
an Andre
that's
Rison
what I heard
kinda-
too.
Is that an Andre Rison kind of thing?
Yeah.
I just think he can't cook as good as he thought. That's
He
all.
Well,
was
here's
at practice.
Vic, Vic. We got to back off that because Andre Rison messed with a Philly chick, and that was the problem with that. You messed with Lisa,
Mm.
and that was a Philly chick. And
Hold
Philly
on
chick,
now.
Bryson
Hold on.
didn't
Wait
know
a
what he
minute.
was in
Wait a
for.
minute. Y'all not gonna give Philly a bad name for that.
dude, stop. It's
Like let's call it what it is.
Pointed at a
Let's
fact,
call it what it
dude.
is.
He's not
It
calling
ain't
out.
got nothing to do with Philly. It's just a simple fact that he was disrespected. Don't act like that man wasn't beating up on that woman.
oh,
She
we
just
know
lost
that.
her mind in that house.
Listen,
Don't get
y'all
it
going off
twisted.
in a different piece.
She
Yeah.
burned
No,
that
we're
whole.
not. Look, we're not doing that because you're not gonna keep putting Philly in a bad light. If you're doing something wrong to anybody, they liable to do something to you that you don't like. So don't put
Listen,
Philly in that like that.
All right,
Don't
let's
do
back
that.
I
topic.
can
We
tell
get
you. I can tell you
My
right now.
bad. I should have brought it up.
That's a whole
You,
nother conversation. But my experience with Philly chicks is not good. I'm gonna keep it.
That's your
Leave
experience.
the Philly people alone. There. It's getting a little
listen,
touchy for Mr. Eric.
you've never heard of Mims. You never heard of Mims, but that's where I'm at. You mess with the chick from Mims, she gonna burn you too. So you can say it's Philly or you can say it's Mims, but we're gonna burn you. You mess around, we're gonna
Well,
burn
let me
you.
ask you a question. You think this is going to affect his mindset Sunday?
Oh, I mean, I hope not. But obviously,
All right.
listen, the guy's got to take care of his family. He's got to find somewhere for him to stay. You know, it's a lot of undue stress that he didn't need.
What about memories he may have had? It's a big house. They must have had all their stuff. It's not like he puts his stuff in storage.
I
You know
I
what
think
mean?
I think he's probably the one thing is people were saying it didn't look like it engulfed the whole house and that kind of
No,
thing, but I
it
can
was the
tell
kitchen.
you
It was the one side where the kitchen and stuff is, but
that's what I heard too.
they're not going to let him into their bedrooms if the house was full of smoke.
No, and that's what I was going to say. So my brother's house burnt a little over a year ago, and it was in the garage, and it the whole house filled with smoke, but the fire was in the garage, but it destroyed everything. They had to take that house down. They had to dig up the foundation. Everything was ruined by that. So it doesn't matter, smallish fire or whatever. No, it destroys the house. And, you know, he may or may not be concerned. That has to shake you some. But
Oh, absolutely.
I think I think he'll be fine. If he's healthy, he's going to get out there and make it happen. He's a professional. And his wife, from what we understand, she's gonna tell him, "Get your ass back on the field and catch that ball, boy." That's what she's gonna say.
Is
Before
Waddle
we get
available?
to the Buffalo,
Waddle's available, but I don't think he's going to play.
Right.
Before we get into the Buffalo game, I wanted to ask my brother what is his feelings going into this game against New York in MetLife?
Mm.
Since we have you guys both on New York against Philly.
I mean,
You know.
coming from somebody that played, Victor played. I'm not sure who else played. I would want my guys to get on the field. I want them to be lathered up and ready to go. There's only one or two ways we're going to see is by results. This is a results-based business. So we got to figure out, all right, where the puppies and the pit bulls come from. You know, because we're going into the playoffs. Like, we can't sit everybody. The only person that possibly I would sit just for fear of injury is Jalen Hurts.
Hurts, I was gonna say.
But because I got to see what my backup going to do just in case Hurts do get hurt during the playoffs. Like coming into the same year as when we lost Carson, we didn't know what Nick was going to do that, but then somehow this guy got a statue in front of our stadium now. So you know what I'm saying? Like I want to know what my backup can do in a tight situation like this. So if you ask me, the only person I would sit is Jalen Hurts. Everybody else is playing.
Yep.
Really?
Everybody else is playing.
Victor,
We have not. They didn't even earn the right to have a seat. Not now. Nobody else have earned the right to have a seat.
I agree.
My Giants team is a whole bunch of subs. So
hold on, she's speaking real quick. What'd you say?
Oh, I was saying I don't think Jalen Hurts has earned the right to sit out for a game.
Jalen Hurts' knee just got right. It just started looking all right for him to run from point A to point B. So to put him out there in a position where we can have our own RG3, hell no, I'm not going for that. I'm not going. It's not another touchdown he could throw. Yeah, it's not another touchdown he could throw to get the MVP. He's not going to get that. Right. He don't need to prove nothing else other than all right.
Is that what they're saying, Eric, in Philly? Is that what they're saying? He's not going to play?
I'm hoping that they say, shit, we got all that stuff going on with our coaches. They ain't even talking about the players. They talking about the coaches.
Coaches.
That's
So
what they
Eric,
talking about.
that makes sense.
So,
It's
so to
not
answer
that
your
it's
question,
like
Dolphin,
Naja
for me
said.
from the Giants side, don't matter, right? Because we got backups. The backups, they're all terrible. You know what I mean? So,
Actually, I think your team is dangerous.
they're
Victor,
dangerous because it's
I think your
conference, and we already played
team is
Philly, and we played
dangerous.
them close.
Yes,
to,
you
to,
did.
to be, but to be, me as a sports fan, me playing the game and seeing it, I think if I was Philly, I would utilize this game against a Giant team. That's the Giant team they're playing to get back on track to play good football, because you have not been playing good football over the last 5 games.
That's true.
I agree.
That's how you're going into the playoffs. I think you need to start playing some good football, because the football Philly's playing doesn't look good to me.
I agree.
I mean, I hear you.
That's just my opinion. He asked, right? Get Naja.
I was looking at the Seahawks game with the Eagles. Jalen Hurts and his receivers on 2 different pages. They're not in sync. So I would play Jalen Hurts. They have to be on the same. If y'all want to make it in the playoffs past the first round, y'all gotta be on the same page. Y'all are not on the same page. I don't know what.
You know what? I don't even do stuff like this, Naja, and I don't even talk like this because I know the game. I played to the highest level that I can make it, right? But I don't even guarantee stuff like this. I guarantee you they may not play Jalen Hurts just for that very reason, because the simple fact that he is the franchise. We're not talking about right now the 12th. What is the 17th game of the season? We trying to make it into the playoffs. We're there already. All we got to do is get him over the hump to get him in the game. If we send him out there and he get hurt, you think they going crazy over them coaches? They gonna burn down the stadium.
Oh man, them fans.
Say that about everybody could say that about every player. I mean, that's
that's not your franchise quarterback. They just got a damn 10-year contract for over damn $250 million.
Well, we paid Daniel Jones $90 million. Where'd they get us?
Well, I mean, that's y'all business out there.
I'm just saying to you that everybody. John said this earlier. Didn't you say earlier that every team's one player away?
That's one player, right? One player away.
So we gonna sacrifice our guy against the Giants. So y'all can say, "Oh, look, that was a dumb decision."
I'm gonna tell you right now, you will not make it to the Super Bowl.
Okay, real quick.
I'm gonna tell you right now, you're not gonna make it to the Super Bowl.
Here's a question for everybody. Papa Paul question. If you're a starter in a Pro Bowl selection, does that mean you're first team All Pro?
No.
Too different.
No.
Too different. Hey, Shake Money. Hey,
you make it to the Pro Bowl, but it doesn't mean you're an All Pro.
Shake. So I wanted to say to Eric, who do you think is your biggest problem in the NFC?
Shit, it's the 49ers. Everybody know that.
Well, but is it? I mean, it is. But they had a big fall off, right? They really fell off a cliff for like 3 games. They look terrible. I get why you would say that.
That's because they lost their starting tackle. They one of the best tackles they've played in the league in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Then what's his name? Christian McCaffrey. He got hurt. Get hurt. It's downhill for them.
It's out. It's out for them.
It's done.
But do you not
it's
see
not even about hurting anybody else.
You don't see a sleeper coming up out of the NFC?
This is where I'm gonna put my homer hat on. It's us. Everybody down and out on this right now.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that y'all not paying no attention to us.
No,
you forgot
we're paying attention.
The firepower we got.
We're paying attention. I just think that I think that y'all are going to have a problem. And a sleeper that I'm looking at is LA.
Yes.
So LA has come on, and they were good, and they were horrible, and they're coming back. That's a sleeper league for you guys.
But they playing Carson Wentz this weekend, so we're gonna find out how much of a sleeper they really are.
Right.
Because, like you said, you don't want to mess up that wave of how well they're doing, and then all of a sudden now you take Matt Stafford out, you putting Carson Wentz in. Well, he's still like, what's going on? Like, are you?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. They probably thinking the same thing we thinking. Is look, we're not going to sacrifice this guy for the last game of the season. We already know where we placed at. We know who we going up against. More than likely, we going up against a NFC South team. So hopefully, we act like we got some sense coming into the playoffs and then dog walk them, and then we'll just keep moving forward and forward. Like,
that's an Aerosmith song.
If you're going against an NFC
it's 0-0
South team,
when you get to the playoffs. Why I gotta keep saying that?
Listen,
Hey,
Eric,
listen,
I love to hear your backup. I love to hear you get your backup and you dander up. I love it because you sound just like me. But just like us, you got to watch for that sleeper league. Just be aware, and I know you're aware. You know what's going on. But I'm just telling you, there's a couple teams out there besides San Fran who can come and bite y'all in the ass. And I don't say ass very often, but I just said it then.
I'm just looking at San Fran, right? San Fran is the goal.
LA's that team. I think you're right.
Yeah. Well, if you play an NFC South team and you end up losing to one of them, then
then that's just part of the game. I mean, I'm gonna take it on the chin.
Well, it is. It is part of the game. Any team that's in a playoff game has the right to be there, and any team can beat another team.
Yeah. Just look at last year. Cincinnati was playing Kansas City, and they was less than a couple of inches from losing on Kansas City field.
That was the referees.
All right, how many times we gonna keep saying that though? Like all of us had deals with that though.
To give you a fine example,
all the time.
To give you a fine example of some bullshit calls, how about you look at the Detroit Lions and Dallas game?
Oh wait, hold on, Papa Paul. Wait a minute, hold on. Before you go down that road, Jerry wasn't losing that game, brother.
You know,
not on that day.
He had paid enough money to win that game. Damn it!
Not only that, that was Jimmy Johnson day. No, that wasn't about Jerry. That was Jimmy Johnson day. He said, "Listen, if I lose this game, it's gonna be hell to pay in here because all that I put him in my ring of honor." Nah.
I understand that, but
Detroit shouldn't have even. They should have just phoned it in. Hey, we're phoning in our L because we know damn well we ain't getting a W no matter what we do. Just stay home. That's horrible.
But it's still a bunch of bullshit that 20 to 30 seconds after the play's over with, someone's going to throw a flag.
Here comes a flag.
I mean, what can we do? I mean, you against the powers that be now.
The recordings, Papa Paul, about watching the lineman run up to the ref and tell him how many were there, Victor? 3.
See, y'all got it wrong. Y'all forgot to look at that recording when Jerry called down. Jerry said, "Hold up, what the hell is y'all doing?"
We got that point, Eric.
You know you cashed my check. You cashed my check, damn it. You make it happen.
That was blatantly bad, man. I mean,
they demoted that whole crew too.
They should.
They should.
That's the problem, though. The NFL demoted. I didn't know that. The NFL they demoted that whole crew, and then still are trying to defend it.
But
they always want to protect the shield,
right,
though.
Victor? You demote them, but you say it's like the Catholic Church. Hide the priest over there. We're demoting
I'm about
him.
to get off of here.
This isn't TMZ.
The house in the Catholic Church. Let's leave.
This isn't TMZ.
Okay.
I went there. Sorry, I stepped on the landmine.
Hold on. Real quick.
Go ahead, Eric. It's okay. Don't be scared. Come on out.
Not all of us are Dolphins fan here, but I'm gonna. So these 4 cards up for raffle or auction right now. Different color ink on all of them. Robert Hunt. Starting bid $10 to anybody watching, anybody on the panel. But you got to pay $5 shipping on top of that. So.
What?
If anybody
this
wants
goes
them,
to- these proceeds go where, Papa Paul?
DCC Dolphins Challenge
DCC.
Cancer.
Okay.
Damn, this
Can I
nice.
just
I'm waiting
donate?
for it to come up on YouTube. Oh gosh, that is
Can I
so
just
far
donate?
behind.
If you want to donate, let me get the link for that. I'll get you the link in a second. Give me a
I'll just
second.
donate. I'm not buying Dolphin stuff.
No, that's,
Well, you
that's
could
Buy it for
raffle it off
me,
somewhere else.
Victor. Hello. Those are beautiful.
For those of you that don't know, the DCC is the Dolphins Challenge Cancer. It's the biggest fundraiser of the year for the Dolphins organization. A lot of us are involved. Last year, Dolphins raised, what was it, over $11 million throughout the
it was
time
over 10. It was over 10 million.
Over
I think
10?
11 million with the little bit of extension they had.
Awesome.
Well,
But
there's always an extension because when we do the DCC in February, it doesn't actually end until in March.
Yeah,
So
I know.
don't-
I think it was over 11 million when it came to the end.
Right,
And in 13 years, it's over 63 million.
Yeah.
right. I've been involved in the last 4 years. I'll be down there in February to do the 5K walk. You can do anything from a 5K walk up to a 100-mile bike ride. And we all raise money through donations, whether it be on our Facebook page, friends, family, raffles. So if anybody's looking, you can go on to DCC and sign up. You can donate as little as $250 or as much as you can possibly raise. 3,000 makes you a heavy hitter, which gets you in a private tent with all the players, coaches, everything that'll be at the DCC. Former players, current players, Coach Mike will be there. So it's always a good time. And it
Oh,
goes
I
to a
have
great
donated
cause.
for years, either on my own or through people that have done the DCC. In the name of my father-in-law, my husband's dad had colon cancer, died of colon cancer. So I always donate to this. And Papa Paul, I put a starting bid out there for you. So I'm in.
Okay.
Come on, people. Up it.
So if you see a lot of the fan clubs, they all do raffles. That's what the raffles
Yes.
are going for, is towards the DCC. It's a way of raising money. There's many teams. Most of the fan clubs have their own team, and we try to help each other raise as much as possible through raffles, through donations. I think we've done an awesome job over the years, all the clubs, of getting merchandise and then raffling it off to raise money for the DCC.
Congratulations. Great job.
Thank you.
Awesome. Yes, awesome. So
The
Oh
link
my-
in the chat I just posted should take you to our team page that I have.
oh my gosh. Stupid Tulip outbid me. What the hell's with that girl? She done pissed me off. Really? Really?
But
Up your bid.
She don't have her own money. What does she do?
Pam, you're wonderful.
Yeah, you crack me up.
You can tell I crack myself up. I'm not saying I'm
So,
all that
Paul, can we-
funny. I
can we
just
go
crack
to-
myself.
Paul, you guys got to talk about the keys to victory for the Sunday against the Bills.
Keys to victory.
I there's a lot of keys to victory, and I'd like you to start it off because I know you have a lot of that information.
Oh man, you cut me off. I thought you guys were going to start, so I could help you there.
Well, it's
Look,
the keys to victory is to keep things going, to contain Josh Allen, to pressure him, and the next man up, really, because we have so many injuries. The next man up really has to be the next man up.
I think the keys to victory, the number one thing against Josh Allen, because he's dangerous, right? And they're playing good. I think one of the key to victories is control his run game. Don't let him run on you, right? If he runs on you, it changes that whole team. Right?
I don't think that's going to be necessarily a problem with us.
Well, that's
it
a
could
key,
be.
right? If
Yeah,
they
it
don't,
is a
if they
key,
hold him
yes.
there, if they hold Josh from running, It's King. He's a big boy. I mean,
Oh, yeah, I
runs.
know.
He's a big boy. He's running.
But
you're
real quick, I want to shout out to
need to put-
Sharif, who just joined us.
Okay.
Hey, Sharif.
What's up,
Hey,
Sharif?
buddy.
Hey, good
Like you
evening,
said,
everyone. Fins up.
He needs pressure. You need to put him in a position of pressure. And then I think that if you can jump out on a lead early, because Josh has a tendency to be a gunslinger sometimes, and he'll make mistakes. I think those would be the keys for a Dolphin victory right there. Right, jump out and lead, contain him from running, and put some pressure on him where he feels like he has to do it himself. He has to be Superman, and once he feels like he's Superman. And he's a great player. Something happens. He just makes bad decisions. And that's what
He does.
And you have a good enough
his
defense.
cage.
You have a good enough defense to do that for him. I think that's the key to victory for there.
Yeah.
The key to victory for Buffalo is he's going to run and he's going to have his time to be able to hit. And he needs to get Diggs back in the game because it seems like him and Diggs haven't been going. But their run game's been strong. So you got to stop the run.
Hey, Victor, what you saying all of that? I'm not sure because I haven't watched the Dolphins games like that. But I wanted to ask the question of
shame on you, Eric.
I haven't. I ain't gonna lie. I haven't. Only game I watched was the one that count. So I'll tell y'all the one that count. I don't want to tell y'all the one that count.
Oxygen.
But time of possession. Are you guys big on that, or is it just quick scores? As far as the Dolphins?
Well, I think right now they're saying rain Sunday night, so we got to be able to run the ball and continue the run for 4 quarters, not get away from it.
And you got both of your running backs are healthy, right?
No.
We have A-Chain's healthy. Chris Brooks is back. Mostert's the one who's probably the most unhealthy out of the 3 of them.
No, listen, Mostert is a lot worse than you guys
is in a boot. He has turf toe.
And that's
Mostert is worse than you guys think. I saw him Saturday night. Mostert came walking out of the hotel Saturday night when I was at the team hotel. Poor guy could barely walk.
Yeah.
He was so good, man. He played so good.
I understand. That's what I'm saying. Mostert's the worst of the 3 of them.
Oh, yeah. No, I seriously doubt Mostert's playing Sunday.
So, Eric, to answer your question, the Dolphins have been impressive on both the sides. They scored quick, and they have been able to control the clock. When they beat Dallas, they just rammed it down their throat the entire game and ended the game pretty much with 0 seconds left. So they're able to do both of those pieces.
Historically, AFC teams' offensive linemen are bigger than the NFC teams. So that's easier said than done. I mean, you could do that all day against the NFC teams. That's how they've been winning the last couple of Super Bowls.
Be honest with you, Eric. Our coach has had a problem sticking with the run.
Yes. Don't tell me about that. I don't even want to talk about that. But go ahead.
I can tell you though, Josh Allen's problem is going to be look at me, like look up. This is Christian Wilkins grabbing at the balls of Josh Allen.
Oh my God!
That is Josh Allen's biggest problem. Is Christian Wilkins is going to be all over him. If I'm lying, I'm dying.
Oh my God, man. She kills me.
Wow.
She kills me.
Am I lying? No.
No, balls. I'm good.
I was just giving you one example. Their time possession has been good. They've been able to run it.
No,
I was saying you said all that. I thought the time of possession,
especially because it's a divisional game. It could be very well be a total battle royal.
Oh, it's going to be.
Let's
put it like you guys said. This is for positioning, right?
So, this is for division.
Division. The entire division. AFC East.
1 and
Buffalo
2.
Wins.
Also, Buffalo may not
wins,
even make it to the playoffs.
Yeah.
If Buffalo loses, they could be out of the playoffs.
They could be out of the playoffs completely if they lose.
This is everything to them.
And that coach, their head coach, may be fired. So there's a lot on the line for Buffalo.
They will know what they will have to do by the time they play. By the time they take that field.
Well, I was.
Yeah, but that's not guaranteed to win, though. So that's not.
No, but I was watching TFTG earlier. And they had red, white, and blue on their Buffalo fan, Sean.
Kemp.
Right.
And he even said that if they lose, that McDermott will probably be fired.
Damn.
Well, think of it this way.
It's been stated, yeah.
If Pittsburgh wins over Baltimore, because Baltimore's resting doesn't need it, let's just say that happens. Let's say the Colts win. So now Buffalo has to win to be in the playoffs. That puts a lot more pressure on Buffalo than it does us. We're already in the playoffs.
And they will know, John, just like somebody was saying earlier, they will know because we're the 8:20 game.
Right.
They will know exactly what they have to do by game time.
That's right.
Well, let's say those two things happen.
For both teams. I don't think there's one over the other.
Oh, if Pittsburgh wins and Indy wins, there's definitely more pressure on Buffalo because we're already in the playoffs. Now they have to win.
Yeah,
or they're out.
But real quick,
hold on. So
you don't have to wait to leave or anything if you want to leave or anything. But you're more than welcome to stay as long as you want.
What if Baltimore beat Pittsburgh?
If Baltimore beats Pittsburgh, then Buffalo's in.
I think that's what's going to happen, yo.
Oh, it could. I mean,
it could.
Yeah, but
that would be crazy.
I think I don't know. I may be missing something here. Just my experience.
It's not like Baltimore don't have a good backup.
I think your division championship is super important.
Oh,
it is. Oh, yeah, it is.
It
just sounds like it's getting discounted here.
No, Baltimore's in no matter what.
No. See, Vic, what we're saying is, if Buffalo loses and those other things happen, they're out of the playoffs completely.
Yeah.
If Buffalo,
but same for Pittsburgh.
No, that's not true. If Buffalo loses, they need Pittsburgh to win
and Indy to win.
But it would have already happened.
So there's
multiple. It would have already happened.
But
we don't know that now. We're talking about right
now.
Right now.
Mentally, you don't go into the game as a player and say, that's it. I ain't got to worry until 8:00. They're mentally already not giving a crap about Pittsburgh. They don't care about Colts. They don't care. They care about Dolphins.
Yep.
Okay? That's right, Victor. I agree with you. But
Pittsburgh
at the same time, 8:00 comes around. We're getting ready for kickoff at 8:20, and players start hearing that they have to win this game to be in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to put more pressure on those players, which is the Buffalo.
And these are prime athletes, so sometimes pressure brings out the best in people. You know what I mean?
Sometimes it makes you rattle.
Yeah,
I get it, but that's wishful thinking on the Dolphin side.
No, I'm not wishful thinking. I'm not wishful thinking. I'm playing all the scenarios.
I just want to win the game, be the number 2 seed, and not worry about it.
That's what I would care about. Win the game. If I'm Buffalo, don't care whether I'm already in or not. I want the championship. I want to go because think about it. They went from so great last year to terrible. Then they were halfway. Now a chance to win the conference. You mean you don't think the players got pride? The coach's job is on the line.
Oh, they do.
The players are not going to be playing for their coaches. I mean,
they do.
Their emotions are going to be high. The Dolphins side, the Dolphins are going to be like, shoot, come to the Heat. I want you
as Michael Webster was saying, what everyone is missing is both of us are playing for a number 2 seed and no need of any other motivation.
Absolutely.
I was just looking for who was saying that, Michael, because he is 100% right. And all I want to see is what we have been able to do, which is rattle Josh Allen's cage. All you have to do is pressure him. He gets a little squirrely. You get that guy shaking around, worrying about his balls.
What is up with you tonight? What is going on?
I think she's had more to drink than I have.
No, I definitely have not. I'm just telling you, it just cracks me up. The whole Wilkins and Josh Allen thing. It just cracks me up. I mean, seriously. You can put me in timeout. It ain't my first time.
With that being the case, I'm going for shot number 4 on the Patron.
Okay, see, I ain't had no shots. I ain't had nope.
All right, guys, I got to be up early in the morning, so it's time for me to cut out.
you
He's
over the
guarding his
weekend.
balls.
John,
That's
I
what he's
can't wait to see you on Sunday, John.
See you guys on Sunday. That's going to be there.
Peace, love, and fins up, brother.
Peace,
Bring
love,
us
and
the
fins
win,
up.
John. Bring us the
Fins
win,
up.
buddy.
Eric leave too?
Yeah, man. So like I got a couple of different perspectives to look at, because I'm sure we're looking at what happens if we go 0-2. But I'm also looking at what this team has become from Laramie Tunsil to now. Some of us I've actually went through the pandemic together and watched this team grow. And it's painful because it's in addition to the 30 plus years that we've been waiting, and so it's like right in our face on top of this hard knocks. And to me, I would say this: Tua has built his core in the first year. He's built his cadence and the leadership. He's grown pocket presence, and of course, he's thrown away the question of the deep ball. I think next year, guys, regardless of what happens in these two games, Tua must work on his quickness and his speed. And I know Proform works with him, Nick Hicks. Nick, if you're listening, speed and quickness must be what Tua's specialty is next year, because if you're asking him to not just do magician plays off script, but you're asking him to get 15 yards a game, which is what, 265, 285 yards. That's not asking a lot, but you need to be able to come out of the pocket with quickness and speed. You need to be able to get away from defensive ends and make them pay, not by feet, by arm, but you need to be able to do that. And right now, Nick Hicks has worked with Tua with everything else except speed and quickness. And I think in year 5, that's your homework, Nick. And that's one of my because I'm gonna love my team through and through. I'm not gonna love Xavier Howard or Tua. I'm gonna love my team. But I think me looking at my quarterback, I would love for him to work on his speed and quickness. I don't need Lamar. I just need extended plays for big plays.
What I'll say to you, Sharif, and actually you brought up some great points, and I appreciate those. What I'll say is this, and I'll say this. I mean, we still got Buffalo, and we still play.
Sorry.
With that being
still got Laramie Tunsil to now. Some of us have actually went through the pandemic together and watched this grow.
Sorry. Sorry. So, I couldn't control it.
Well, real quick, Charles Kirby, as he said, we have to rattle his cage and get him under pressure. Keith Lamb, they must get after Josh Allen and harass him all game long.
Yep.
Which is true.
100%, guys.
What you said is, I feel like this, and I respect your points, and you have great points. I don't know how much faster you can get the ball out. The man has got a quick release right now. I think with your point is, he needs to learn how to do his reads a little bit better. If you don't have Waddle or if you don't have a Tyreek out there, and I really blame this on McDaniel too, you have not incorporated all your weapons as you have should throughout this season. And I'm just saying this as a Miami Dolphin fan, and I love the game of football. I never played the game like my brother. My brother played the game, and I watched him play, and he was phenomenal. So with that being said, I'll sit there and say this. From what I visualize, he is not incorporating the rest of the team. Maria brought that point up on Monday, and she said where he is literally a type of player where he's starting to become a first read. And I'm not trying to fashion to it. I'm telling people how I see to it. I don't feel that he utilizes the weapons. He utilizes all the weapons.
No,
hold on, Paul. Hold on. Arios is out there.
I think everyone needs to close their mics.
No, it's the way things happen sometimes. I got to reiterate, I agree 1,000% with you on that, because one of the things is, Tua is a spot throw. It doesn't matter how many receivers he has. He's been told to throw to one player at one spot.
Mm-hmm.
Tell him the reason why, Papa Paul. Tell him the reason why.
Because we don't have an offensive line to hold enough to give him 4, 5, 6 seconds in order to check the field out.
And you got to remember, he was taking a lot of big hits, so you had to design an offense so he wouldn't get hit up.
And on top of that, right, if you look at the George Seifert offense, he had Mike Mamula, he had Harris Barton with Roger Quagg. This is before Ricky Waters. And so this kind of offense, you need Pro Bowlers. He had 5 Pro Bowlers on his line, in fact. And so you need a line to run this offense. Go ahead.
And that's something they're going to have to work on this offseason, is getting an offensive line to give him more than 2 or 3 seconds.
Yeah. But it works great when it works, right? So
when it works, yeah, but we don't have all game to have it work. We got to have it work right away. And it's not always working right away, only with the teams that suck.
Well, no, part of that is we stop throwing to 7, 8 guys on the field. You can't limit our play to 2 or 3 guys. Whenever Smythe was in there, look how successful Smythe was. We got to utilize Smythe and Ingold and Berrios. I think this is coming, guys. I literally think this is coming. I'm wondering, has McDaniel held out some plays for some guys? Because Craycraft, for example.
There is talk that he has plays designed for some of these other players for the playoffs and stuff. But we need them now. We don't need them to wait till the playoffs. We need them now.
If you don't get past a certain, what is the point, right? So if we don't get the 2 seed and have home field advantage in some of these, what is the point of saving it? Don't save it. We got to bring it now. If that is in fact what's going on. I know when I looked at a lot of games earlier, our success was based on 8, 9 guys having the ball. Toss the ball around. Don't be afraid of a tight end. Look at what Smythe did. Smythe is sure-handed, just like Gesicki was sure-handed. Hello, Miss Spence, that's for you. And I mean, just don't relegate our passing game to 1, 2 guys. Let's get it out there. Use the fullback. Ingold is a beast. He has done really well. And I was calling for Claypool.
Real quick, I want to say, like Keith Lamb saying Claypool needs to be more involved. Well, he had a perfect opportunity to be involved, and
that's where I was just going with that.
Drop the ball.
Listen,
the ball was in the basket and he dropped it. That's plain and simple.
2 hands against your gullet and you drop it.
When you think about,
dude.
Pam, when you think about some of George Seifert's offense and Shanahan's offense, like Engel is a perfect replica of Thomas Rathman, who's now the offensive coordinator for San Francisco. So when you talk about blocking fullbacks, nobody did it better than Thomas Rathman. And guess who's a Pro Bowler? The best fullback in the AFC, Alec Ingold.
Ingold, yes. And Sharif, honestly, I haven't seen you on stuff. Not that it was you not on things. It's probably more me not being in things, but 3 times today, right, my brother? 3 times. It's good to see you on here, and please come back to this space. We love hearing your take.
Naja, did you want to have any final thoughts before you got off?
No. Thank you all for having me.
Naja, you're more than welcome anytime, hon.
Absolutely.
We love having other people on besides Dolphin fans because it spreads the talk. It spreads the talk and it makes camaraderie, and we have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
Good
And you
luck to
wear the right colors, girl. I mean, seriously, you wear the right colors.
All I'm
And
gonna tell you
in
is
your heart, you're a Dolphin fan.
it's a pleasure having you on. I will be seeing you next Wednesday. We'll
All right.
talk.
See ya.
See you.
Nice
Take
seeing you, Naja. Come back.
So
Well, real quick,
Sweetheart.
if anybody's interested, I have this OJ McDuffie jersey up for auction. If anybody wants it, just bid on it. Highest bidder within the 5 minutes or something gets it. $15 shipping. Otherwise,
McDuffie. Goodness gracious. This is talking my language, man.
yeah, buddy.
Tulip.
So
Go
it's all
sit
up for
down.
auction. 100% of the proceeds go to DCC, Dolphins Challenge Cancer. And as John said earlier, the Miami Dolphins have raised more money than any other NFL team out there for cancer research. I've been doing things. I love helping people. This is what I'm here for, is to help people, to help charities. I have started my own nonprofit of WCFL Helping Hands, and we just help anyone and anywhere we can, whether it's monetarily, physically, whatever we can. We'd like to help people. But this right now, we're raising money for DCC, Dolphins Challenge Cancer. And if you like a autographed with the COA OJ McDuffie jersey, just go ahead and bid on it in the comments, and I'll get with you later. It's got the looks like the JSA cert on it. So other than that, let's move on. We're still talking about Sunday, the Buffalo Bills and
Buffalo. They got to go down. Damn it. Tulip. Oh my gosh, she's in here again bidding. I don't know where'd she get her money from. She's a crazy girl.
She worked hard for the money. so hard.
Eric, you and Victor probably don't know Tulip, but she is
Charles,
she's a regular.
Tulip has got, well, there's cards that were involved also, but $75 on the jersey right now, Charles Kirby.
Yep.
So Tulip's got you out beat with the 25, Charles. I'm sorry.
Yep. I got 150. Tulip, go sit down, Tulip. Tulip's got 150 on the jersey and the cards. Yep.
And just so you know, if you haven't seen the cards, I'll show you, pull them back up real quick in 1 second. Let me just find them again.
Madame, you're so right. And welcome in.
One of the things too, what I think, we should be proud of is, number one, like, we're 4 offensive linemen down, and we're not able, if you look at the Denver game and the Giants game, I think the Giants game, we had one person, Wynn was already hurt. But the Denver game, Wynn got hurt. And if you look at Engel, he was up the field at least 9 times in that game. There was a play in that game that was a screenshot where 7 defenders were on the ground from Denver.
That was with Achan. That was with Achan running the ball.
Beautiful.
I actually have a picture of that. Let me see. It's right.
Yeah.
I should have it.
The point I'm making though is we're not going to be even close to that, guys. Like, we're scrumming in. This is this scrum. This is scrumming what you can, and McDaniel has to do the makeshift quick screen pass. I think
McDaniel's got to stop overthinking things.
Well, it's somewhat overthinking, and I gave you a contrast of what we're able to do with 5 healthy linemen, and we just can't wish ourselves into the good offenses of week 11. We just can't.
Right.
And then we can't put that on Tua. What I'm saying is, We got to do what we can do. We got to scrum. Yes, we have to hope for turnovers. We have to hope for a good game by our special teams. At this point, right, we're at least we don't have Skylar in there. We still have Tua in there, but we have to be able to put up 24-point games at this point and kind of go, corner to corner, post to post, and be some of Wanstead right now. McDaniel, yes, his adjustments has come with injuries of his offensive line. So I think it's really going back to page 1 of his playbook, if that make any sense. So instead of him being in page 7 with a good offensive line, healthy, the best center in the NFL. Are you kidding?
The best center in NFL is out for the season. Exactly.
And so, I think we're really back to page 1 again in this offense, and so everybody's going to be knowing what the Dolphins is going to do, because we're very limited in terms of holding up the line for Tua for him to perform, and so
that's where it comes next man up, as we've been saying.
Not only next man up, Wanstead he relied on all 3 phases of the game, and I think that's where we have to lean right now. That's not a bad thing, but I'm not expecting.
We also got to look at if there's any possibility of McDaniel using any of the people they tried out today. You never know.
You
there
don't
was a
know.
couple offensive tackles.
Yep.
You don't know what they're going to do. You have no idea what these coaches are going to do. Let's put it this way, if we were coaches or players or anything, we wouldn't be here right now talking about this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what they're thinking, what they're going to do, what they're going to try.
Right.
All we can do is hope and pray for the best.
Mm-hmm.
Well, but I think we can do more than hope and pray. I mean, first of all, what you were saying about some of these guys we picked up, I mean, if somebody's really hungry, they're going to get out there and they're going to ball out. They are going to be that next man up.
I'm not arguing with you on that, Pam. What I'm saying is that we have to just keep pushing along. We have to hope for the best, because it's not always about the next man up. It's about also the coach calling the right plays with what he's got to work with.
That's what it is, Papa Paul, because we have a lot to work with that we are not utilizing in my mind. I was calling for Claypool, but then he did that. But you know what? Normally what you do when a player messes up that bad, you go right back to that player on the next play, right? So we need to involve Claypool. He's a big guy. He is a threat. We need to use Ingold. We need to use Barrios. We need to use Craycraft. We need to get these other guys. Brooks. I'm excited to see Brooks on the field.
Honestly, I think it was an article. I don't know if it was in the Hard Knocks or what, where McDaniels was talking about when they picked up Hill. And he's like, Hill? Oh, God, yes. Yeah, do whatever you got. And they asked him, what do you want to give for him? Whatever you want to give. Everything, he said, or something like that. Well, you know what? He's so locked up in Hill, he's not himself seeing these other players that are totally capable of receiving that ball and that are hungry for everything.
Also, let me just be the advocate.
Victor,
I heard someone.
Just so you know, Victor, you can leave whenever you want. I appreciate
having you. You got to run.
As always.
I know you're tired. It's way past your bedtime by the look of it.
Mine too, Victor.
I get up at 5.
The late Dolphins.
So I appreciate you joining us, and you're, like we said before, you're more than welcome anytime.
I wish you guys the best of luck.
I think
Congratulations
Santiago asked me to join you next week, which I'll be more than glad to do.
Sure. Yeah, because I want to talk about what happened and see if the keys to victories worked. What I take pride in our show is, if I'm wrong, I'm going to say it. if I pulled out the points that happened, I'm going to say it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I want us to win, but there's always a chance that we could lose. And
I'm very happy with my number one thing for me is that Tua stayed healthy all season.
Yes, I will agree with
that. Was my
that
number
was
one
huge.
thing
big,
from the
right?
beginning of the years. On my show,
Right.
I'm known for doing the air quotes, right? If he stays healthy, if he stays healthy, if he stays healthy.
Well, I tell you what.
So whatever he did, whatever training he did, God bless him, because that's what we wanted to see, and look at the result. Now,
Yes.
unfortunately,
Shout out to Nick.
I am happy because I don't want to see any kid that has talent hurt. It's wasted talent. It's terrible.
Yeah.
You don't want to see that. So I'm so happy that he said, and look at where you're at. You're in the position to win the AFC conference with a healthy Tua.
Right. You don't have Skyler in there.
Okay. With a healthy Tua, you have a chance to win the championship. That's what I wanted to see, because it gets disappointing every year. No offense, hearing Dolphin fans and this and that, and then this guy doesn't stay healthy. The other thing is,
at the same time, this coming up, this game up right now, this coming Sunday, plus the first playoff game, Tua has to prove to everybody he is the person.
Well, I think he's proven it. In my opinion, he
think
stayed healthy. I
If
think he
doesn't
stayed
win a
healthy.
Playoff game,
He stayed
that's-
healthy. You're right,
Yeah.
but it's his first time, right? That he's went through a whole season.
Exactly.
I mean, come on.
Exactly.
That's a feat in itself.
Yes.
It's
right?
huge improvement.
It's a
Yeah.
feat. It's a feat in itself that he
Because-
stayed healthy. He got injured
Yes.
in Alabama too. It wasn't
Yeah,
like
well,
this
that-
guy
I was
hasn't
just
never
gonna
gotten
say
injured.
that.
This guy was injury prone in Alabama. He was injury prone in the NFL. So whatever he
Well,
did
Yeah.
this year,
I was just about to say that, Victor. He has not gone a season without being injured.
That's
This would
right.
be his first
So-
season
one.
without
So to me,
injury.
that was a victory,
Knock on
because every
wood.
time we talked about the Dolphins was if Tua stays healthy. Well, that's a terrible way to talk about your team when you're starting
No,
quarterback.
I
if he
agree
stays
with that.
healthy. So I'm very happy for that. I'd like to see that happen. I think Mostert's hurting you because this guy had a great season. Your running back, man, that was a shame. Him going down changes everything you're saying about the offensive stuff. I understand where you're coming from, but my understanding and my reporting or studying of your coach is he's very methodical, and he's playing long term. So his playbook
Long
is,
term.
think about it. The Patriots playbook is double the size of the rest of the NFL. McDaniels may have a big playbook too, right?
Victor,
So he's
if I-
probably adding stuff coming down the line with Tua being healthy, but you losing Mostert, man, that hurts me, because
Victor,
see a good running back on the Dolphins is always it was always fun. So
Yeah.
if I may,
Exactly, Victor.
I think Mostert, Eichenberg, and Tua have toughed it out in injuries. Why I say that is, I've seen the all 22 the last two games. His thumb, those throws have been affected on that. Like in the dirt a couple of times against Buffalo again in back-to-back games.
Was this
Couple
Tua?
of balls. Like his thumb, he's tough. Him and Eichenberg, they have toughed it out.
Yeah, they have.
Eichenberg is
You're
still
talking
wearing
about
boots.
sorry, Sharif, you're talking about Tua?
Tua's thumb and Eichenberg's back oblique and something else.
Yeah, I'm just stating the fact
You're
that he's
tough,
still
man.
starting and
Yeah,
playing
right.
full game.
It's his left thumb throwing
His
thumb.
thumb, his finger,
Mostert-
his eyelash, it don't matter. He's in the game.
Up until last week, Mostert had
That's what I mean.
been
I'm grateful for their toughness. Yeah, Victor.
okay.
Yeah.
Up until last week, Mostert had been on the injury list and played injured for 9 games straight
and
until
produced.
last week. And produced, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
produced.
I think the way McDaniel's looking at Mostert right now is he didn't play him last week. He's not playing him this week because he wants to have him for the playoffs.
So think about what you guys were saying about his playing calling, right? With McDaniel, right? Look at the guys that if I didn't know about Tua's thumb. So if you got Tua's thumb,
Well, Tua's
changed-
thumb really got injured last week.
I'm just going
Yeah.
down what I just heard, right? So
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
know.
even know his thumb was hurt. So you got Tua's thumb. You got a running back that was been playing injured, and now he's not playing. You got Tyreek Hill that's questionable. You got Waddle that's questionable.
We
You
have
just
18.
got thrown off with one player. You
We
have
have eight-
4 or
we
5
have-
players.
we
Your
had-
game
no,
plan has to change, and that's a lot of offense.
Actually,
lot.
Victor, actually,
That's
we
like,
have
that's like the Dallas Cowboys giving the fullback
as
the
of
ball on the
today,
yard. That was
as
the
of to-
stupidest play I could ever see in my life.
as
Right?
of today on the injury list, we have 18 players on the injury list today.
Okay, so imagine you're a coach trying to call plays that are run systematic, that are about timing, that are about practice, that are about
I
reps.
understand.
You know, it's hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is.
It's hard. You're just
Really.
unfortunately in that position that's happened. I think that affects your play calling because
And I think that's why I said you would have been in stage 7 or playbook page 7, but because of the offensive line down 4 linemen for the last 4 games in a row, you're left with scrum. You're left with Ronstead. You got to use 3 phases of the game. You're back to page 1 of the playbook because of the offensive lineman. You're limited. You're not the offensive lineman who's downfield trucking defensive backs with speed, with the fullback running ahead of wing. It's not none of that anymore.
Well, we do have
changes everything.
Armstead coming back.
I need to go, so thank you so much, Pam.
we appreciate you, Victor.
Paul, Sharif, nice to talk to you.
Have a good
Jersey
night,
Boys
Victor.
Sportscast. We're 8 p.m. tomorrow. Streaming
And
live on
the
YouTube,
link is on
Facebook, Stitcher.
The link for Jersey Boys
more
is
than
on
welcome
the
to join the show.
description.
Listen to our show. We talk a lot about a bunch of different pieces. But again, thank you, and I like the causes that you guys raise, and I wish you guys the best of luck. I'd really like to see you guys do something. But I'd like to see you do something, and hopefully your team gets healthy.
I appreciate you 1,000%.
Thank you,
is on
Victor.
the description.
Coming on,
and I will be on your show next week, Victor.
All right, sounds good.
Thank you, Victor. It was nice seeing you again.
Good luck.
God bless.
Bye.
Hands up, Victor.
So we want to try to wrap it up because we are at the 2-hour mark.
Yeah, I just want to say again, well, thank you, Pam, because you bought both those items.
Yes, thank you.
Pam, Miss Tulip.
Tulip did. I'm going to have my words with her.
Why?
She's spending my money.
Well, how is it your money? It's her money.
No, she don't earn nothing. She just sits there and looks cute. That's all she does.
Sharif, did you have any final words, Sharif?
Yeah, we gotta scrap it out. I think the home crowd, we gotta use everything. I think great scenario would be scrum this out, save who you need to save for week 1, 0-0. Everybody 0-0. I think you'd like to win saving some guys for next week.
Yep, I agree with you. I appreciate it, Sharif.
Sharif has one of those voices that you want him to tell you a bedtime story because he just has that calm.
No, I don't. I'm sorry, Pam. I'm not. No.
Okay,
I'm
maybe.
sorry, Pam.
Maybe on a radio, Papa Paul.
Thank you for the compliment. Hooked up, Joe. Thanks for the great show. We appreciate each and every one of y'all joining us every Wednesday night and occasional Mondays when we're on. We're going to try and do more shows in the future. Right now, it's a slow and go with a lot of things going on. I appreciate each and every one of y'all for joining us. I appreciate each and every one of you for supporting us. Hope you all have a wonderful night. Good time. I hope your New Year's better than ever. God bless each and every one of y'all, and peace, love, and fins up, everybody.
I'll be seeing you in a couple days. I'll see y'all in a couple days. Peace, love, fins up. Let's go, Dolphins.
Love y'all.
Any last words, Miss Pam?
No, I love you guys. Thanks for having me on and let me have my say. I love you guys. Y'all are my heart down here.
And definitely, I want to just thank everybody that watched tonight. Thanks for Naja Cooper. Thanks for Victor to come on. Thanks for my younger brother, Eric. Thanks for Sharif coming on. Shake Money. I wish you stayed on for a little longer, brother, but I'll be seeing you soon. And to everybody, I will be coming down for the game, and I'll be looking forward to seeing all my Dolphin fans.